we're live, it says.
Hello, everyone. Hold on, I gotta look at the chat. I put my hair up out of my face. Just a second.
Oh, okay. Scroll. Hi, Diamond Painting with Ash Ink.
Hi.
Hey, Robin and Melissa B and Linda and Crystal. Crystal's playing Zelda Breath of the Wild, so might not be chatty.
Well, enjoy.
I haven't played a Zelda game since the original NES and Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link. It's been that long since I played a Zelda game. In fact, I want to get another original NES if I can ever find one and play that game again because I miss it.
I played Twilight Princess on the Wii, but I didn't finish it. I got stuck in the first temple thing, and I gave up.
And Beth is working and lurking from the laundromat.
Again.
Again.
Poor thing. Hello, Lorinda and Aussie Girl.
And scroll. Oh, hello. There's more people. Hi, Jill. And Amanda. And Elizabeth. And Crane's Creations made it.
Hello.
Hey, there's Brian.
Hello, Lizzie. Shelly, Debbie.
Oh, they have Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link on the Switch. Yeah, I can't afford a Switch, though. I have an emulator on my computer here. I just need to get a gamepad type joystick that works on my computer so that I can play. It has all the old Sega Genesis, Nintendo Entertainment System, Super Nintendo. It's got a bunch of the old gaming systems, and it's all these games for it built right into an emulator on my PC that I can play, but I don't have a gamepad. I think I do, but I don't know where it would be.
Hello, Zip Whips, or Zip Wraps, sorry. Hello, Saphira's mama. Hello, Nana. Hey, Creative Mayhem. How are you doing? See, I want to get a Switch, and my kids have been begging for a Switch. So I'm thinking I might get one for them when we get our place down there, but that'll be a long time from now. I mean, by then they'll probably have another Nintendo thing out, so the Switch may not be as expensive. So,
yeah, I don't know if Nintendo's planning on releasing a new system anytime soon or not. They're pretty much hinging all of their bets right now on the Switch. So,
yeah, I'm good, Mayhem. Thanks for asking. Hello, Elizabeth.
it could be better, but as was mentioned over in Crashly's live, I'm kind of still upset.
Hey, Crashly.
That game last night, if anybody watched the Titans-Ravens game, that was very depressing. I was driving Lyft and listening to the game and just getting more and more depressed as the night went on. I should have just turned it off because it wasn't good.
Hello, the crafty heifer.
Hello. Hello, Amanda. It's your first time on a live and you're absolutely loving the conversation with your painting time. Well, that's great. That's what we try to do here. That's we try to give you something to listen to and interact with while you're working.
Dave gets nothing done while he's
Yeah, I get nothing done while I'm on live hardly ever. I mean, I've been trying the past few times, just
yeah. I think he's got more done in a live while I was here than he has ever done in all of his lives put together.
Elizabeth's the only reason she turns on the TV is for NASCAR. That's awesome because, you know, now that my Ravens didn't show up to play in the playoffs last night, there's really no reason for me to watch football anymore for the rest of the season. So bring on February 16th in Daytona. Come on.
I don't watch sports. It's just not my thing.
Crash with Crashly says, Man, Amber, you weren't kidding. His squares are freaking straight.
Right? And then look at mine. Mine are like nothing. You can see all my gaps.
Yes, she's made progress. Actually, we've put this one on the back burner through the week, simply because she's been working on other things, and so we kind of, this is the first time we've pulled this out since last Sunday.
I worked on this part Tuesday in Melissa B's live, and that's all I did this week. And that was Tuesday. I just finished up the section tonight. I've been working on the mermaid for my dad's girlfriend, and
Hello, Melissa B, and hello, Debbie.
I started I said I wasn't going to start another project, but I needed a break from squares and rounds, so I started a special shaped one.
And hello, Rebecca. Yes, the party has moved on to the next venue. Unfortunately, we're not using StreamYard, so we can't add people in on this one. Coloring Book Nook, I did that with this one is my first square I've done in a while after working on several rounds, and it throws you off. When you go from doing a few of one type and then in a row and then switch to the other, it completely throws off your equilibrium. How is Hank going? Hello, Spears Mama. Hank is
sleeping.
I don't even see him up there. Yep, there he is. He just popped his head up. He's just kind of hanging out up there in his perch. Oh, he just said something.
He said, "Where?"
Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's talking now. There's the Hank. Yeah. He's waking up, coming back to life. He doesn't know what he's about to get into.
Ooh, what cross stitch, Christy? I haven't cross stitched in a little while. I messed up that one and I was too mad at it to go fix it. So it's sitting over there in the corner.
Creative Mayhem says she'd be here past midnight if we use StreamYard.
Right?
Nana, I don't think I'm going to figure that out. I think it's just the camera. And I'm probably just going to have to end up buying a new camera when finances allow. I'll probably go with a Logitech instead of this off-brand. Hello, Odd But Nice.
My rainbow peace sign, I'll show you later, Beth. It's just a mis-stitch, and I can't undo it because I already knotted it in the back, and I can't cut it because the knot is so close to the end strings, and I do not have enough to fix that color, so I just kind of set it off the side. It's fixable. I
need to take you and get you some more floss. That's all, and that doesn't cost much. I'll take you to Michael's and pick up some more floss.
No, I'm pitching a fit about it. Leave me alone. Yeah, it's just sitting over. I'm mad at it. More so mad at myself that I messed it up because it was a stupid. Should have checked it before I knotted it. Lesson learned, but I'm still mad at it, so I'm just gonna let it sit over there.
Okay.
It was just yellow.
What DMC color yellow is it?
I have to look because I don't know.
Because then one day this week I'm gonna come home from work and you're gonna be surprised with the thing of that color, and then you can fix it.
But then I would just keep it in the box because I'm still mad at it. I wouldn't fix it right away. I'm still mad at
it. Zip Wrap said the same thing. He said, "So you need some more floss." I said that at the same time as Dave.
Yeah, basically that long story. I just need new floss. I'm throwing my little fit. It's going to stay over there in the corner until I'm ready to pull it back out.
Yeah, Zip. Hank's planning on showing off his beauty in front of our diamond painting. Yes, that's what he does.
Melissa, I'll have to. I'm not good. I'm not a teacher. I'm Mrs. Coffee's got some. I think about cross stitch, or she was going to. I don't remember, but I'm not a teacher.
You started your first of 3 customs after taking a bunch of stuff down to the new craft room. Now you're cross stitching. Oh, take a break. I need to work on the Hank custom again, but we just keep ending up with all of these ones that are like, we want to do this right now. And then like Hank's custom just kind of goes into.
Brian, it's in timeout because I'm mad at it. And maybe I need a timeout.
But hello, Angela's Amusements. Debbie, I do have a PayPal link. It's actually in the description of almost all my videos. I didn't put it in the description of this one because I forgot to make a description for this one. But yeah, and pretty much all of my videos, all of my last ones I put up in the last month or two, there's a link in those. But I'm only 900. I'm only
yes, ma'am.
85 subscribers or so.
I almost got that one, Christy. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I almost got that one. She's working on this one.
And Dreamer, the camera that I use. I'm sorry, I saw it earlier, but everything's moving so fast here. Oh, yeah.
I almost got that one.
Yeah, you almost did. The camera I use is, I bought it on Amazon. It's, the brand name on it is Spedal. Spedal. I don't know. I bought it on Amazon for like $35 and I had a coupon, so I ended up saving like $10 on it. And so I got it for like 25. And it's been a good camera, but I don't know what this flashing issue is.
I think it's the cord, because when I moved the cord the other day, it didn't flash as much. But
yes, Mayhem. Yes, go. I'm trying. I'm sitting here. I'm trying not to watch the numbers, but every day here lately, I've been checking it because
I know
I'm that close. Oh, thank you, Nana. Nana popped it up there.
Thank you, Nana.
She's quick on the trigger tonight.
Who is?
Nana is.
Oh, yeah.
She's super fast on the trigger with the link. She was doing that over in Crashly's live too, beating people to it. Oh, getting ready for some confetti here. All this purple is like 3 or 4 different colors of confetti. This has to be one of my favorite paintings I've done so far. Honestly, I love the colors in this one.
Saphira and Zip have been friends for almost 39 years.
Wow.
That's a long friendship.
I don't have any friends that I've been friends with that long.
I have a friend that I've been friends with since 2008, and then another one since 2009.
Actually, no, I take that back. I've had a few friends that I've been friends with since the 80s that we went to elementary school together. But I don't really say we're friends. We're more still just acquaintances now. It's not like we talk on a regular basis or see each other on a regular basis. But yeah.
Melissa B says, Dave and Amber, I got a question for you. What's your favorite kind of cake? Mine's carrot cake.
I like red velvet with the cream cheese icing.
Red velvet with cream cheese icing? That's good too. What's your favorite cake, Melissa? I like it all, to be honest, but carrot cake's my number one favorite.
What's really funny is my son never knew that. And when I went to his wedding, he had a groom's cake. Mm-hmm. And when they cut it, it was red velvet with the cream cheese icing.
Angela says, cheesecake.
And I love cheesecake. Oh, my God. I make a killer cheesecake. But it takes 24 hours for me to make my cheesecake the way I do. I don't use pre-made pie crust. I don't use pre-made cheesecake filler mix. I actually mix the cream cheese and the sour cream and everything together in the butter. And you have to mix it carefully so you don't put too much air in it. And then you line your springform pan with graham cracker crust on the bottom. And then you pour the mixture in and you put it in the oven and bake it. And then you just turn off the oven and let it cool with the oven. And then you take it out like 8 hours later after it's cooled with the oven. And you put it in the fridge for overnight. And then you can serve it the next day. And that's how I make cheesecake. And it is amazing.
Melissa says hers is a tie between carrot cake and New York cheesecake.
Ooh, yummy.
What's the difference between regular cheesecake and New York cheesecake?
I don't know the difference, but a New York cheesecake is pretty much what most people think of when they think of cheesecake. It's just got the graham cracker crust on the bottom, not up the sides, and then you put the filling on the top, and the filling is sour cream, cream cheese, and butter.
Oh, Saphira's fussing at you. She said, "Dave, don't add years to our age. I'm not that old." She said they're 32 years old, or they're both 32 years old, and they've been together for 29 years.
Oh, 29 years. Okay, well, you said 39, so I was just wondering about what you said.
Well, I was just reading the thing. Maybe I read it wrong. My bad. But, yeah, that's still
I'm going to say I'm 46, so 39 years would have to been, I'd have been 6 years old when I met my friends at that point, so. And that would have been kindergarten. And I do still associate with some people I went to kindergarten with back in Maryland. So, I mean, there's still chocolate brownies. Man, y'all would make me hungry. Elizabeth, I'm going to tell you, do not ever, ever, ever get a custom of a close-up picture of a ginger cat. Because that's all it is just pure confetti. It's a nightmare with all the confetti in it.
I saw that, Dreamer. I'm so excited for you. That sounds good, Melissa. I want thick cheesecake.
Oh, you just missed us, Nana. You just missed us telling what our favorite cake was, and I gave away kind of my cheesecake recipe. Yeah, New York is a little drier because you do use some flour in the sour cream and cream cheese mixture, so it is a little drier. Yes, ricotta cheese. Yes, you do need the ricotta cheese in there too, Melissa. I forgot about that. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, I saw that, Dreamer. That they surprised you yesterday with the giveaway thing. That's awesome. I definitely entered over there. Make sure y'all go enter Dreamer's giveaway.
Yes.
That's a really good prize.
Let me find the link. I'll share it. Just 1 second. Give me like 2 seconds. Maybe a minute.
Oh, wow. That's awesome, Coloring Book Milk. I went to my 20-year reunion back in 2011. And I kind of messed up really, really, really bad because I was planning on doing a reunion video for sale. And I had everybody bring in old pictures from school and everything else that they still had. And I scanned all of them and made copies of all of them. And I was going to make the video and I started on it. And then life got in the way and I never got to finish it. But a bunch of people had already paid for it. And I never finished the video, and I felt like a complete idiot because they were all like harassing me about it, which they had the right to do because they paid for it, and I felt really super bad.
There's her link to the video. Go check it out after the live, of course.
For anyone that got a link to a video that got that link to a video that it said it was sent, it was a scam, don't click on it. It was hacked and had to change my password. And I was about Cheesecake and Red Bell. Yeah, Brian, I saw that. It's like everybody got that. In fact, there was another YouTuber here that actually accidentally sent that to the
I think it was
DP-a-thon chat group too as well by accident. It's just, you can't escape those things. Yeah.
No.
I had a Lyft ride last night. I got called for the ride and I was on my way to pick them up. And the rider called me and says, now, by Lyft's policy, I am required to take service animals, like actual service animals that are trained to do a certain function for somebody. I'm required by law to take those. But I'm not required to take emotional support animals. However, most people raise a stink about it if you refuse to take their emotional support animal. They raise a stink about it, but so you just take them anyway. But these people called me and they said, "We have an emotional support animal. Is that okay?" It's she's small and very calm, and I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I guess that's fine." I'm figuring maybe they had a cat. No, they had a big husky that sat across their laps in the back seat.
Oh
There
my
was
goodness.
like 3 of them in the back seat, and this big husky laid across their lap. The most beautiful dog and very calm.
Was she?
Very calm dog.
Oh.
Beautiful dog. Oh, that's not me, Zips. That's Amber placing them one at a time there. I'm the one working over here. This is my hands.
This is mine. I have the multi-placer and I'm doing the 4, but they don't ever line up and it's aggravating. Even the single placer is not lining up.
And I am still currently gathering footage for the new YouTube channel that I'm going to work on. It's going to be a while. It's not going to be anything soon. I've got to gather enough footage to get a few videos made before I start uploading. And I haven't even created a channel yet. And it's been kind of calm recently. I haven't had a lot of crazy rides. I got one last night. It was an old coworker. I recognized her when she got in the car. And she was wasted, like completely wasted. And she was a lot of fun to have in the car, but I didn't get permission to use the video for YouTube. So, and you got to watch, like, when people are that drunk, getting permission, because it can always stand in court that, yeah, even though they gave permission, they didn't know that they were because they were intoxicated. So I've got to watch that kind of stuff. Don't want lawyers knocking on my door because I'm just trying to have a little fun here.
Sure you do. That's all the fun.
Yeah,
I'm just
okay.
kidding. Awesome, Zip.
You know, and I thought that, Angela, I thought that too last night, and I thought, when did emotional, quote unquote, emotional support animals become a thing? Because to me, pets are always, that's their purpose. You know, that's a pet's purpose, is to be an emotional support thing, that when you're feeling down or you're feeling bad or whatever, you can pick up your cat or your dog or play with your cat or your dog and you feel better.
Hank
Pets have always, in essence, been emotional support animals. When did we start labeling them?
Hank proved that to me the other day. Usually Hank's a touch me not, don't bother me, don't get in my face.
Oh, my phone. Mickey, we were just discussing that the camera is shaking because I've got it on a tripod here. You can't see it, but it's sitting up on a tripod, and our floor is kind of unlevel here, so the desk shakes a little bit when you touch it. Like right now, I'm kind of like, I'm kind of like touching it and hitting it, and it shakes a little bit. There's nothing I can really do about that because no matter what I use, it's going to shake because that's just our desk. But the flashing, we haven't figured out. I can't figure it out. I just need a new.
Hello, baby.
Now it's gonna shake because we got a Hank. But the flashing it's just the camera. I'm gonna have to get a new one. So yeah, I mean, I always wondered that. Why are we?
Yeah, I was saying, Hank proved that the other day. Usually Hank's a touch me not and doesn't want anything to do with snuggles or whatever. But I was kind of having a rough day emotionally, and I was just crying, trying to focus on my coloring. And Hank comes up here, boops me with his paw on my cheek, and lets me pick him up. And then he curled his paws over his face. Like, okay, I'll cry with you. It's okay to cry.
Zips, that is true. Here in the U.S., we don't actually even have, for actual service animals here in the U.S., by law, there is no such thing as a legal registration of service animals. So anybody can go get a vest for their dog, and they can write to this one company who provides a little certificate you can put on the dog's vest that says that they are a registered service animal, but that's not registered with the government. That's just registered with that company and to have a certificate that you can put on your dog. It's not a
Well, my dad's girlfriend was going to get a service animal, and she said she actually had to go through training and everything
well,
to
yeah,
get
well,
certified.
yes, for a dog for somebody that needs a service dog, the dog should be properly trained.
Well, yeah, it's
And
gonna
there
be,
is places that do train service dogs, but the thing is there is no actual legal registration in the U.S. as far as actual registration with the government of a service of the dog being a service dog. So anybody can go buy a dog or rent or adopt a dog at the kennel and bring it home and put a vest on it and say it's my service dog. And by law, I have to take them in my car. But because I don't have a way of checking it, I can't go into an app and go, okay, let me see this registration number, and it's registered with the government.
She said, I think you're confusing service and support animal.
Yeah, you're confusing service and support. But that's the thing is in the US, there's no registration for either. So somebody could take their hamster and say, this is my emotional support animal. And by law, if they say it's an emotional support animal, I'm not required
Dude, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put my hamster in my pocket. I'm going to go
I'm
work.
not required to haul that animal in my car. If they say it's a service animal, I am required to. However, a lot of people take advantage of that.
I'm gonna put my hamster in my pocket and say it's my service animal, and I'm gonna take it wherever I go. Hello, Courtney Diamond. Her first live.
I fully agree that they should have a federal government registration for service animals here in the U.S. That way, if it's an actually trained service animal that performs a certain function for somebody, then yes, that animal should be registered with the U.S. government and have a license. It should be a licensed service animal. Emotional support animals are different. I know psychologists now and psychiatrists are recommending people get a pet for emotional support, and I'm fully behind that 100%. I had an ex-girlfriend that had one. It was a puppy. Granted, the puppy ended up becoming my puppy instead of hers, but that was the reason we had it. And we had to have the letter from the psychiatrist stating that that's what the puppy was for in order to have it in the apartment we lived in. So, but as far as emotional support animals are considered, Lyft doesn't consider them as necessary to travel with the person.
Hank,
so
I think
they
you're
don't
hiding
make
my
us
trash.
take emotional support animals.
You're hiding my trash. Can I have it back?
Yes, Beth, that's correct. Oh, okay. In Australia, it has to be registered through an accredited organization. Yeah, see, that's what I wish we had in the U.S., but we don't have that system yet here.
Don't spill it. Don't spill it. Don't spill it. Don't spill it.
I agree with you there too, Mickey. More government means more money needed, means higher taxes. I agree. I fully am. I know that. Yeah, Dreamer, I can't do that simply because even if I don't put their real name, I'm putting their likeness on YouTube publicly. I mean, I could blur their face out and nobody would know who it is, but yeah, I'd just much rather not take that chance. Mayhem, that's what he does all day long. I want his life. He just sits around or he lays around in his little perch up there. And when it's time for food, he just comes and looks at you and goes, it's time for food in his language. And you get up and go give him food and he eats and then he goes and lays back down. I want that. I want to be able to just wake up when I want, sleep when I want, have somebody give me food when I want.
I have that life and I don't like that life. I want to work.
J. Rob says you just signed on and thought it was Bigfoot for a minute. No, it's just little mini Hank. Oh, Angela, he does that too from time to time. He doesn't knock them off the table, but he'll bat them around on the table.
Come here. He doesn't want to come to me. No, he doesn't.
No, he wants to be center stage on the camera.
There he is.
He is cute, Courtney. I love him to death. I don't know what I'd do without Hank.
That's the blueberry and gin talking.
I've got beer in the fridge and I haven't even drank one in God knows how long.
Look at this.
I see him. He's being a support animal now.
I can't get any work done like this. Doo-doo. I can't.
He's a mess. He's like cuddling over here with her, so she can't get anything done.
You can show if you want. Oh, my baby, no. Yeah. That's too cool.
Angela, that does not stop Hank. He steps in our sticky stuff on here all the time. He sits right in it. He doesn't care. It just pulls some little butt hairs off, and then we end up having to pick him off the sticky later.
We drop him down off the table a few times, and by drop, I mean like plop him down gently, and he still comes back up.
Yeah, Zip. See, that's what happens. Hank does that all the time. He'll just lay right down in your sticky, and then you're pulling hairs out.
So the Hank canvas is actually going to be 4D.
Yeah, 5D.
5D.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's gonna be true 5D. You'll be able to feel the fur.
You gonna go? Oh no, you're just gonna plop. Okay. He plopped right there on the other side of me. Sweet boy.
Exactly, Elizabeth. He does. He wants attention on his schedule.
Yeah.
God, this thing is flashing a lot. It's driving me nuts. Leg service dog, like sightseeing dogs, do come with a certificate from the organization they got the dog from. Yeah, I mean, but they come from that organization, but they don't come from a government. You know, there's no government database of
there needs to be
actual
an app.
service dogs.
There needs to be an app and a little thing you can scan on their collar.
Yeah. Because there's been an awful lot of Lyft drivers that people say, my service animal needs to come with me, and they're required to, by law, take them. Well, and then they get in, the dog gets in the car and messes the car up, and service dogs are not supposed to do that. Service dogs are supposed to sit calmly and not do that kind of thing.
What was the story about the one that wanted to take whatever it was on the plane?
Oh, the woman taking the emotional support peacock.
Peacock. Yeah. Emotional support peacock.
No, you don't. Peacocks are loud, noisy, and disgusting. They sound like a baby or a woman screaming.
Oh, I know.
They're horrible.
We lived next to the zoo one time, like really close to the zoo. It was like still like 10 miles, but we could hear him. Here, go to your daddy.
Oh, he's gonna sit in my lap now.
Mm. For a minute. I got Hank hair in my mouth now. Yep.
Oh no, Severa's mama. Knocked it off the table and made the sticky part hit the ground first. Oh. Yes, they are crafty.
Yes, J-Rob. Yes,
peacocks are mean.
That's on my wish list then. Peacock canvas. Peacock canvas.
You know what? I have seen that stupid blue peacock canvas like on every store on AliExpress has it.
I want one. I want one that's as big.
And I've never actually seen somebody work on it.
Let's do it. Well, we can't right now, but it's on our wish list. Okay? Okay.
I'm going to get the super massive size one that's like
no, we're not
200 centimeters long and
no, we need to
full
finish,
drill.
We need to finish our nativity one before we start another massive ass one.
I want to get one of them ones like Diamond Painting Dog Dad has, the Last Supper, that's like
where are we gonna put it?
super huge, long. I would actually, if I got that one, I'd actually do it and then gift it to a church.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd just do it for the fun of doing it and to have content, and then I would
Right.
gift it to a church. Because I mean, I've got nowhere to put a diamond painting that big in this apartment.
Even if we were to get a house, like there's no room for that sucker. I'm gonna have to watch this video again and see. Good night, Mayhem.
Good night. Thanks for coming in. I'm glad you caught part of it too.
You just ordered a peacock canvas, Mickey? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, Jennifer
Right.
Roberts, you ain't lying. That is the size of this apartment. I mean, literally, you're in this apartment. You're 2 steps from everything. So
I want a peacock painting. One day. I gotta work through my stash first before I get any more, honestly. I was looking through my drills this morning looking for the special drills for this wolf I'm working on, and I realized I have more than 50 canvases.
Yeah. And yeah, I need to slash this stash as well. And it's probably a good time to do so because we financially have had, or well, I have. It's not really her, it's me. Since I had my accident back last March and I've been behind on everything, I kind of called a financial counselor and talked to one last week, and they sent me a spreadsheet to fill out for the rest of this month and to backdate, go back through my all of my transactions from earlier this month and start putting them in categories as to what I'm spending where to see how come I'm so short on money. And I was kind of embarrassed when I saw the amount that I spent on eating out and on food delivery.
But it's easier for us to do that.
It's easier, but it's a whole lot more expensive. Just in the first 9 days of January, I had spent $223 on eating out.
Yep.
That's a little too much.
It is. I agree.
So we are eating as cheap as we possibly can. We're talking
ramen noodles a day.
Ramen noodles from Dollar Tree and whatever we can buy at Dollar Tree. And we're cutting back on the Mountain Dews and letting her make tea. Because I like good Southern sweet tea anyway, so that doesn't bother me.
2 cups of sugar per gallon.
Makes me pee very
It does. I've never seen the guy pee that much before.
But we're trying to cut back on money spent and wasteful spending, like AliExpress binging.
Yeah.
And until we can get ourselves caught back up, because I got to get my car payment caught up, got to get the rent caught up, and get back on track so we can start thinking about moving to Alabama.
Right. And it will help as soon as I hear something about a job, but I'm just a sitting duck for now.
So right now the plan is not buy anymore and start working through the stash we have, since we have so many of them, and get this stash done so we'll have room for more.
Yep.
So I think I'm going to join in on Rachel's hashtag slash the stash there, because definitely going to have to.
The last thing we bought diamond painting wise was...
Hello, Sensational Crafter.
Well, I don't want to say it out loud.
Yeah, Melissa. Yeah, Melissa. That's 180 by 80 for the one he has. Yeah, that was massive for that Last Supper.
I do have a canvas on the way for February. I'm excited about that one too.
180 sounds so small when you're thinking about it. It's like, oh, it's only 180 centimeters. That's almost 2 meters long. That's like 6 feet. It's a 6 foot long diamond painting, or almost anyway. It's like 5 feet. It's like 5 feet and Yeah, 5 feet and like 8 inches or something like that. That's as tall as a person.
Zip says, sounds like you guys are doing a good thing with sorting everything out.
Yeah, we need to, because I'm 3 months behind on my car payment, and they're constantly calling saying we're moving into the next step of collection, which could include recovery of the vehicle. And I'm like, no, I can't afford that. I had a lawyer try to tell me it'd be best just let the vehicle go and do Chapter 7 bankruptcy. And I'm like, no, because I need the car. So I want to do Chapter 13. But he says it's not financially advisable in your situation right now to do 13 and keep the car. You're better off just letting the car go and going to get a cheaper car and get your debt wiped out. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So I'm trying to determine what I want to do if I do bankruptcy at all. I don't know if I want to do it at all.
I kind of see where the lawyer's going with that, but you want to keep up with lifts, so you can't really do that.
I would have to go buy a 2000, what is it, a 2005 or newer car. And
yeah, but if you weren't doing lift, that'd be a good suggestion. But you want to keep up with lift, so.
Let's see, I'm missing out on all of the.
Sorry, I'm not
chat
really
here.
I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, she hasn't. Well, Beth, it should have been one day this week, and she's contacted the woman that runs things over there, and they're just waiting for the paperwork to come back for the background check.
She went to go talk to her licensor about it because she's even getting frustrated with it.
Oh no, Zips. So. I'm sorry.
What?
She said, R.I.P. a woman that I've known since I was 5. Phenomenal person.
Oh.
Well, congrats on quitting the smoking, Angela. That's awesome. I quit back in 2000. I'm going to say 2014, somewhere around that era. After 22 years of pack and a half a day smoking. And at one point, I was up to 3 packs a day. Yes, Slash the Stash 2020. That's our motto this year. Oh, that's awesome, Robin. Selling them in a craft show. It's a great idea.
I have a bunch of canvases done, but I don't know what to do with them.
Nana says she can eat a kid's meal and be satisfied because if she cooks for herself, she winds up throwing all of her leftovers to wild animals. See, when I cook, Nana, I don't know how to cook small. So I end up cooking enough for like 10 people because all of my cooking in the years that I really learned how to cook, all of my cooking was me, my ex-wife, and all 4 kids. And most of the time, my in-laws, her mom and dad, and her sister, and usually her sister's boyfriend, were all there. So there was that many people in the house eating. And so I always cook big. And I don't know how to scale it down and do small.
And I don't know how to cook. That sounds bad. I know how to cook. I can follow directions. It's just, I don't.
Hey, Vanessa's Diamond Painting Corner. Need to. I don't think I've seen you around here before. If I have, I don't remember. Yeah, you do get a lot of credit card offers after bankruptcy, Beth. I did Chapter 7 in 1998. Me and my ex-wife did. I agree, Angela. It's the worst thing I ever did was picking up cigarettes, and mine was by accident. Well, it wasn't by accident. Oh, there's a bill collector. And, it was, I was in the Navy. I just turned 18. And I was in school for the Navy. I was in my aviation electronics school for the Navy. And we had a really tough test that day, and I was stressing out about it. And a buddy of mine and I were walking through town, and I was still stressing out about how I did on the test. And he was like, "Dude, you need to calm down. Here, try this." And he handed me a Marlboro, and it was the first cigarette I ever smoked. And we were walking past a blood bank that gave you like $10 uh, for blood, for a pint of blood. So I walked in there, gave a pint of blood, got my $10, and went across the street and spent my first $1.50 on a pack of Marlboros. That was back when Marlboros were $1.50.
Do they have a blood donation thingy here?
They got plasma. They got plasma donation place here.
How long is that?
I don't know. So you have to go every so many days, like every few days.
I could do that.
But yeah, that was my first cigarette, and that was 1992. I want to say 92. May have been late 91.
I wasn't even born yet. I crack that joke every time.
Well, no, yeah, Zipsy, it's a lot different here in the U.S. You can do Chapter 7, which, Chapter 7 completely erases every bit of debt you have in court legally. However, any assets that you own, like a home or a car, they'll take. But it just means you don't owe anything else on it, and any past debt is wiped clean. So you basically start off with a clean slate at Chapter 7, but you start off as a clean slate with no assets. And Chapter 13 is sort of like a debt consolidation type thing where they settle with the courts, basically settle with all of the credit card companies and all the debtors that you have. And they lump it all into one payment that they garnish right out of your check automatically for so many years. And you get to keep your assets through that way. But the only asset I have is the car. I don't own anything else that I'm making payments on. So the only debt that I have that it has an asset attached is the car. So I don't want to lose that, so I can't do Chapter 7. But after you file bankruptcy, your credit is wiped clean pretty much. I mean, yes, the bankruptcy shows up and it goes against you, but you get all kinds of credit card offers in the mail as soon as you file that bankruptcy and it discharges. It's crazy. Oh, we have to ask for that too, Zip. Actually, they ask us that here in the U.S. If you filed in the last 10 years.
See, that's why I asked about the blood bank thing, because we could use the extra, whatever, 5, 10, 15, 20, however much they pay you for your plasma. How much do they pay you for plasma?
I don't know.
I'll have to look.
Crystal says, crock pot, you can make meals and freeze leftovers. I make a wonderful shredded barbecue chicken in my crock. I do the same thing. I have an Instant Pot. I have a Chef Man air fryer that will actually do rotisserie chickens, and I have the new Power XL. Was it the Power XL smokeless grill? That thing is awesome. But with those three things, I don't even have to hardly use the stovetop for anything anymore. It's like those three items just wipe out the need for a stove in the house completely. I mean, I could probably ask my landlord to take the stove out and just use that, but then I couldn't make stuff like pizzas and stuff in the oven, so I still need the oven. But yeah, I mean, those are awesome. I love my appliances like that. But I have a very similar recipe to the shredded chicken. When you do, I get the beef. It's a beef roast. I can't remember which one it is. It looks like a big round ball of beef, and it's got the big slab of fat on the bottom. You slice that slab of fat off, and then you put the meat in the crock pot with like 2 bottles of like cheap barbecue sauce, like the off-brand, Walmart brand, whatever, and you leave it in there for like 10 hours on low. And then you take it out and you shred it with a fork and you pour like the Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce over it, mix it up, and you've got the best barbecue. Like, it's awesome. Angela says she used to sell plasma for groceries in college. Angela says she did a chapter 13 so she could keep her house and car. It took her 5 years to finish it, but now she has no credit cards and does only cash. Credit cards are evil. You know, I wouldn't say credit cards are evil if used properly. And I was doing great. My credit score was up to like 720, and I was doing great. I always had extra money in the bank until I had my car accident back in March, and everything got put behind. So I basically let the credit card bills go. I didn't even pay on them. So I haven't paid on them since last March. And I've just been trying to keep up with the rent and the car payment and the insurance, and of course my internet and my phone. And it's just been, since I was behind to begin with when I started out with them, it's just like I'm behind constantly and I can't seem to get ahead. If I ended up with a grant of about $4,000 I couldn't pay back, I could get back on track and not have to worry anymore. And then I'd be completely current with everything and just go on with life from there. Elizabeth says she used to donate plasma. It was $25 the first time. Second time, same week, was $50. And if you did it 3 times in a week, it was $100. She can't do it since she had her thyroid taken out. Crafting with Dixie. Hello, Crafting with Dixie.
As far as I know, I'm healthy.
She says $50 to start for your first 4 times, then $25 after that, 2 times a week, and no more. You got to keep your protein high.
I don't eat enough. Well, I eat a lot of peanut butter. That's enough protein.
Beth says toaster oven. I haven't had an oven in 5 to 6 years. The stovetop works, but not the oven itself. You can make a lot on the pizza pizzazz. Huh. Toaster oven broiler is better. Lorinda, why are you starting a new one? What are we starting? What new one are we starting? No, if your iron is low, they won't take you either. Yeah, my ex-wife worked in a plasma bank.
I don't think I have iron issues.
One of the only jobs she had the whole time we were married. She worked for a short time in the plasma bank.
Off to do laundry and vacuum and then go to bed. Love y'all. J. Rob.
Good night, J. Rob. Hey, Drea.
Hi, Drea.
What is Hank doing? He done knocked the Dr. Pepper bottle off. He jumped up on the desk or your little table over there to jump up on the perch.
I may have to make a new scarf out of him. Just kidding.
There's enough fur laying around his house you could.
Right? What are you doing, dude?
I vacuumed one time and I opened up the container after I vacuumed. It was completely empty. And when I opened up the container, there was another whole Hank in there.
Are you vaping?
Yes, I am, Dorothy. I am vaping.
Oh.
Crystal says she cooks chicken breast for 3 hours, 6 it frozen, then shred it and put it in a bottle of Sweet Baby Ray's, brown sugar and a little bit of vinegar, and cook it for an hour. Ooh, that sounds good. I wonder if I could do that in the Instant Pot. Well, the Instant Pot does have a crock pot setting, so I'm sure I
You
could.
could do it just like that, but for a shorter time, babe. You don't have to wait as long. But the longer you wait on the meat,
Green Bay won, Debbie. Well, that's awesome. I'm.
It's okay. Dorothy, no, he's not concerned.
Green Bay. Wait a minute. Green Bay beat the Packers, or Green Bay beat the Seahawks?
Dorothy asked if you were concerned about vaping.
No, I am not concerned about it. There is no harm to it.
If anything, it's helped him.
Yes. I actually have had positive experience from vaping, and no matter what studies you might read or ill news you might hear, to the vaping community, that is pretty much hogwash because we have too many of our own experiences to go on that I would be dead right now if well, I would be dead right now if vaping was bad as much as I do it. My lung function has actually improved to that of a non-smoker while vaping. I've had very, very little, if any, adverse side effects whatsoever from vaping. In fact, most of the adverse side effects that I had from smoking for 22 years have gone away completely since I started vaping. So I can't really say that it's been too bad for me.
Good night, the crafty heifer. You blew her mind. She said, that's
Courtney, is that 666 I'm working with? No, that is actually
606.
606.
I think no, we don't have 666 in here. Do we? No, we don't have 666.
No, there's no 666 in this kit at all. Oof. Oh.
Like Mrs. Coffee says about vaping. Opinions.
Yes. I mean, I understand where people's opinions come from because if you
the media makes it look out
if you follow the media and social media, they're going to speak out against it. People are going to post this study that was done about popcorn lung, and that keeps going around. It's been going around now for 5 or 6 years. It kind of makes the rounds every year. It makes the rounds at least once, and it's already been debunked, so I don't worry too much about it.
These drills are hella crooked.
And the biggest issue they had in the past year, where they were talking about the vaping, what they're really worried about a lot is kids getting a hold of it because it does have nicotine, and kids should not have nicotine. So I agree they should make it 18 plus to buy it.
Technically 21 now.
Yeah, now 21. But either way, it doesn't make any sense. That 21 law doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry.
No, it doesn't. It's been 18 forever.
At 18, you're old enough to star in a porn movie but you can't smoke a cigarette.
You're legally allowed to move out at the age of 18, yet you can't smoke a cigarette.
It doesn't make any sense. But
Zip says, well, that's awesome to hear. Beth Barron, I'm working on a new rooster canvas for my friend. I really enjoyed this craft.
Awesome.
Bye, the Coloring Book Nook. Have a good evening, dear. And old enough to serve in the armed forces. Yep.
Yeah, you're old enough to die for your country, but you're not old enough to smoke a cigarette.
It's awful. Oops.
Way to go.
Sorry, I'm not trying to move the canvas. The drills are so fucking...
But see, now back when I was in the Navy, you could be 18 and drink on base. You couldn't be 18 and drink out in town because federal drinking age was 21, or the state was actually 21. But you could be 18 and drink beer on base. You couldn't drink hard liquor on base. You had to be 21 for that. But now they've changed that. So if you're in the military, you have to be 21 to drink on base too. Pretty much, Christy. You can't drink at 18 anymore anywhere that I know of. Louisiana was the last holdout on the 18-year-old drinking age.
Sounds very pretty, Brian. He's going to add ABs to his.
But yeah, that's pretty much it, Christy. When you turn 18, you can do everything but smoke a cigarette.
And drink.
and drink. Nana, it has changed nationwide now. The federal government has stated that you have to be 21 to buy cigarettes now. It's a new federal law.
Any tobacco
Just got signed in back in December 19th, I think.
Any tobacco product, not just cigarettes, but.
Drea says, if you get caught, Dave, my brother just got back from being deployed and he said it was nothing but young kids drinking. Could not hide it for shit. Yeah, that's true. And the way I look at it is this. If they're over there being shot at,
I drink too.
Let them have a drink. Let them have fun when they have a chance to, because they're being shot at. How long does it take to do a large one with the two of us working on it? You know what?
This has been 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah, we've been on it 3 weeks already on this one. But we put it away for a while. I worked on my paint by number, which I felt really bad because Tuesday I spent like 6 hours filming time lapse on the paint by number. And I forgot to take the video clips off of my memory card and put them on my computer before I formatted the memory card to go out driving Friday. So I lost all of that footage.
He must not have been carded then, Nana. Grandson bought me cigarettes yesterday and he's 19.
Yeah, they must have not carded him, but the new law it's a new federal law that was signed into effect on December 19th, I think is when it took effect, was nationwide now. The smoking age or the tobacco age is 21 now. She said, yes, he was carded.
Oh, well, they must not have changed it just yet then, but
well, it's
in effect.
It's in effect, but the store probably didn't.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Whoever they hired, whoever did it, didn't know about the law now.
My brother was in the Army, and you could get a special permission from your parents to join the Army younger than 18, but not drink alcohol, so he'd happily get them a drink if they asked him.
Yeah, see here, well, I actually joined the Navy when I was 17. I signed my enlistment papers, I did my oath and everything when I was 17. And that was during my junior year in high school. So I still had to do my senior year. And then 3 days after my 18th birthday, I left for boot camp.
Sorry, I keep moving y'all.
She's so heavy-handed, she's moving the table and everything.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying.
Yes, that lost footage was heartbreaking when I realized I did it because I was in the middle of editing it right off the memory card. So I had the memory card in the computer and I was editing it and it was rendering out the video. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go drive and I'll come back and I'll finish this tomorrow morning and I'll upload it. And I let it render while I was going to go driving.
I want some. You better share, Christy.
And I got home the next morning and it was done rendering, so I sat down to watch it, and it was just a black screen. And then I realized what had happened was I had pulled the memory card out while it was rendering, and it was trying to render videos that weren't there, video clips that weren't there. And I was like, I formatted that card before I started driving last night, so I'd have the whole card for lift footage.
And I didn't realize he did that. I thought he put it onto the computer, and I'm like, oh no, I'm so sorry.
So 6 hours of footage just gone.
That sucks. I know what it's like to lose footage. I've done it before, and worst feeling ever. It's like your favorite sports person losing the game.
Yes, that was, that's not.
No, that's what the feeling is. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to rub it in, but that's what the feeling is. It feels like you lost everything.
Good night, Crane's Creations.
I'm not trying to rub it in or anything.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not a sports person, but I imagine that's what it feels like.
Christy said, yummy fried chicken, fried rice, and chocolate milk.
Christy, you ate it all. We are friends. Just kidding. Just kidding, Christy. I love you.
Oh, no, Zips. No, you can't do that here.
What?
She said that's full enlistment for under 18, off to battle and everything. Yes, I did delayed enlistment, what they call delayed enlistment. They have that here where you can go in and enlist at 17, but you can't leave for boot camp till you're 18.
Did it at least taste good, Christy?
But you know what? She's right. That lost footage is about as bad as that Ravens loss last night.
I wasn't trying to rub it in, honestly. I wasn't really thinking when I said it. Oh, I love you. I wish you would have shared your food with me, but I still love you. Yeah, but
I could have used them last night listening to that game. I listened to it on the radio while I was driving, and it just got worse and worse and worse as that game went on. I kept thinking, okay, they still got a whole quarter to go. They're only 2 touchdowns behind. They can do this. And then they gave it up again and again and again. And I'm like, okay, all right. There's still 12 minutes left in the game. They can come from behind. Tom Brady did it in the Super Bowl, 25 points deficit. We can do this. We got a better quarterback than Tom Brady. No, that didn't happen.
it was so amazing, she said. We'll have to go get some. Does Walmart have them in the freezer? I think so.
I was actually embarrassed last night to say that I was a Ravens fan.
Well, you win some and you lose some, baby. You can't win them all.
Yeah, but when your team is a 14-2 team,
they were stupid last night.
If your team is a 14-2 team, the entire world expects to see that team win the Super Bowl, and they go out and they look like a bunch of amateurs in the playoff in their first playoff game. That's not acceptable.
True. Elizabeth says, I'm going to have to say goodnight. My back is starting to spasm, and if I get in my heated massage bed and hold up, chat. I'm going to be asleep as soon as my head hits the pillow. Craft room is about half done, though. Good night, Elizabeth. Have a good night.
Good night.
Yeah, Christy, get him.
I've gotten a lot done over here tonight so far compared to what I usually finish.
Angela says, at least your team's is not the Jaguars. I have to sit here and watch our home team embarrass themselves.
Yeah, that's true. At least it's not the Vikings. I feel bad for Vikings fans because I think their motto is "We'll get them next year."
It's not nice. That's not nice.
It's true because that's what Vikings fans say every year. Is the Vikings barely squeak into the playoffs, and they look like they have hope, and they all get their hopes up, and then the Vikings lose in the playoffs every year, and they all say, "Oh, we'll get them next year."
Therese says, them fighting words. Hey, Pippa, what you doing, girl? And yes, you can join in. You could have joined in a long time ago if you wanted to.
Yeah, she's saying she can join in now, meaning she's free to join
my bad.
in now.
I thought you were asking a question. Christy, yes, last week he got a lot done, but this week he's just...
I'm slacking.
He's slacking. I got to pick up his slack. Look, my section's almost done over here. Then again, I had one color.
I'm slacking. I know I am.
I got over here to do, but I've got 3 rows of color, but yeah. Don't apologize for that. She had to go see her daughter. She said sorry. You go do what you need to do, Mama.
Beth, I feel your pain. As a Ravens fan, I feel your pain because they tend to do that to us too. I mean, we kind of got lucky and got that one Super Bowl that one year, but normally that's what happens to the Ravens. They get in the playoffs and they get to the AFC Championship game and they lose the last game before going to the Super Bowl. And then we're all like, oh, we'll get them next year. And that's what all the Ravens fans are saying now. Oh, we got a great team. We had a great year. We're going to get them next year. They say that every year. And we live up here in Vikings country. So, everybody up here is a Vikings fan. And that's all I heard last night after that game was, oh, we'll get them next year.
Christy said, Dave, stop slacking.
I'll slack if I want to. This is my house.
No, it's not. It's Hank's house. Zip says, if it makes you feel any better, Dave, I know nothing about the game, so not the entire world was expecting them to win.
Well, yeah, true. Okay, the entire country that watches football was expecting the Ravens to
No.
go win the Super Bowl
Only
this
the
year.
Ravens fans were
No,
expecting.
it was even everybody was like, no, the Ravens have the best team. They're going to go to the Super Bowl.
Beth Minton says at least our baseball team has won 2 World Series.
Which baseball team is that? My baseball team has been to the World Series like twice in their entire
I know nothing about baseball, so
existence. The Baltimore Orioles have only been to 2 World Series. But every year, Orioles fans like, this is our year.
Yep,
We're
Christy.
gonna do it.
It's Hank's crib. Oh. Don't you just hate it when you hit the side of the lines in your tray and you knock all the straight drills around?
I don't have that problem.
Good for you. I'll probably
You won't have that problem. She's got an Archer's Arch tray and a grinder and a wax pot
on the way.
On the way. They'll be here tomorrow.
I will be doing an unboxing video or unbagging, whatever, unpackaging. How are they usually sent? I have no idea.
They're sent packages, like a padded envelope packages.
Oh. Okay. That'd be pretty cool. Sorry, I had a moment. I guess I missed a drill here.
Oh, the Twins. Yeah, the Twins they're better than the Orioles.
Yeah, that was our last big splurge on diamond painting stuff because, yeah.
We realized, well, I had just ordered them, and that's when the paperwork came in from the financial counselor.
And that's when we really took a look at the bank and we realized, holy crap, we need to do better. We both need to do better. Live and learn.
Yeah.
Yes, Christy, I need an Archer's tray, but that's okay. I got one. Should be here tomorrow.
Yep.
You know, I've never used.
I don't remember what color I got you. I got you the teal. That's right. You got teal.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say it out loud. Now they won't watch my video. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I got a teal one. Oof.
She got the mini, though.
Yeah, I got the mini. I don't like how deep that one is. So I'm hoping that the mini will be all right. If not, Dave's got another tray because I'm picky about my trays, okay? I've only ever used the green ones. So when I was using that one, it was weird, different. And
it's just something you got to get used to. I mean, it was different for me when I started, too. You kind of have to get used to lifting the drill over the edge so that you're not constantly knocking it off the
I knock
the
this
pen.
one. I knock this tray all the time.
You just got to get used to going up over the edge.
Beth Barron says she's been having fun finding some great drill pens. Yes, I found that, well, BFF Pen was having a 2,000 member giveaway, and I won a pick of my choice, and I picked Purple Rain.
That's my biggest weakness is the pens.
Yeah, he's got...
I mean, mine's nothing compared to some of the other people I've seen post pictures in the different makers groups.
There's his pens. Can you guess his favorite color? Hello, Mystical. I'm sorry, I forgot what pen you're using. This one, I think.
Yes.
And then here's my pens. He bought me this one. It's a BFF pen. And then I won this one. Which this one actually I'm going to give to my mom if she likes it. I'm going to have her try it out when she gets here. Because my mom has bad arthritis, and I feel like a chunkier pen is better on my hands. And I don't have arthritis, but my knuckles still cramp up and whatnot using a smaller pen. So I'm going to offer this one to her and see if it helps her. And if it does, she's more than welcome to have it or use it or whatever. So Beth Barron says, blue maybe?
Maybe.
My favorite color is blue. Not any blue, but like this royal blue in here. And a teal blue. The camera's not doing it justice, but it's like that deep navy blue.
I've got to start thinking about what I'm going to do for 1,000 subscriber giveaway.
Giveaway? What?
Yes, getting close.
Maybe we can look at something from Treasure Studios art or have her design something.
Yeah.
She's kind of busy right now, but Odd says Dave gets all the blues.
I get all. Yep. I love it. I want to get one of the diamond cast ones from the diamond cast blanks.
Yes, the infamous pen that gave Mrs. Unicorn away. You know, I didn't even hide it in that video. I didn't even try. I didn't care. I cried over the pen though. I really did. My favorite shop has to be Lace and Lathe Works.
I like Lassen and I like BFF.
I mean, BFF she only does one design. But they are great pens. But Layson, you can get all sorts of designs. You can get whatever this one is. You can get whatever this one is. I like the different shapes. This one.
Well, this one and this one are Lassen. This one is Diamond Pens with a Z.
Oh, that's from the Canadian one?
Yeah. And that one is from Handmade Diamond Painting Pens.
This one's a BFF.
That one's a BFF. And that one's a Richcraft.
I'm not a fan of this one. It's long and skinny. But it's pretty.
And then, of course, both of your pens are BFFs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the Bob Ross, too. There he is. That was KK's.
Oops, hold up. I got to get him.
There's my Bob Ross KK's pen.
I have a bunch of other pens that I have made, but these ones I bought from Donnie's shop. And then this one came from Paint. This one came from Paint Gem when I ordered the kit.
She's got a ton of.
I made most of those, and they're garbage, honestly. I'm not even bringing them out. But these ones I got from Donnie's shop. This one Donna Mayo gave me as my very first, other than that cheap plastic pen.
Zip Wrap says a Hank Paul print letter with it. Talking about my giveaway. That would be cool. I don't know how I'd get Hank's paw print.
I'd have to hold him down, and then you'd have to just squeeze his paw and get it. Welcome back, Christy. Hello, Aussie girl.
But yeah, my favorite shop for pens is probably Lassen Lathe Works at this point because I just love his work. And of course, he's also a YouTube creator. He does an awful lot of videos on YouTube of him, how he turns his pens and other things that he does. And it's really kind of informative.
When he says I have pens, I made all of those ones. Except for this one. This one was the Paint Gem one. And these two are just multi-placers that I don't ever use. So, yeah, I don't use these, though. I even got a mini.
You took my pen away again over there.
I did it again, I know. And this was my attempt at clay, which is awful. Yeah, I don't use them. They just sit. So when I say I have pens, I have pens. Well, there's that minder I was looking for. They're down here. The things you find when you actually go looking for stuff you haven't looked through. Okay.
See, Christy, I'm getting stuff done.
I'm not.
Oh, hello, Samantha Lawford. I didn't see you jump in.
Mickey, I don't have any more clay. Otherwise, I would play with clay. I'll still do a live with you tomorrow if you want. Wait, what am I doing tomorrow? Nothing
Tomorrow's
that I know
Monday.
of. Tuesday, I'm booked. What time tomorrow, Mickey?
I'm supposed to do Bite Squad tomorrow night, but I've blocked the numbers that they come from, and I've uninstalled Discord so they can't reach me. I don't want to do Bite Squad anymore.
Zip says, no, put some food coloring in the tray, then put it on his paw whilst giving him a treat or something. Like he would tolerate that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, live at 5. That's 4 o'clock my time. Do you know how to use the, what's the name of that website now?
What? StreamYard?
Yeah. Do you know how to use StreamYard?
Yeah, I think she did. I think she was.
Okay. Yeah, I'll join you. I'll diamond paint with you. Just send me the link when you're ready, and I'll have it all set up.
She'd be going live about the time I'm getting home from work.
She's 4 p.m. our time.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll be.
So as soon as she's getting, as soon as you get off work, she'll be just about off her live, I think. No, 6. She gets off at 6, I think. Our time. Just in time for Wheel of Fortune.
Oh.
Perfect.
My mom used to watch Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy religiously.
Samantha Lawford says she's been getting up a horse picture I'm doing for my daughters.
Oh, awesome.
So I'm listening while I'm doing it. Perfect.
Oh, awesome.
Sounds good, Mickey. I'm excited. You know, I'm glad I started YouTube. I have a whole bunch of friends now.
Speaking of pictures, I was on Facebook this morning. You know how you get those random Facebook ads for T-shirts that they think you might be interested in based off of, things you've shared or whatever? So I get an ad this morning for this T-shirt, and it was a picture of one of JoJo's Art's paintings from Diamond Art Club. It was the wolf with the smoke coming out of the eyes, and half was like that
Fire and ice looking one?
Yeah, like a fire, not fire and ice, but half of it was like blue, and the other half was like the magenta color. And it was on a T-shirt, and it had some kind of saying around it. And everybody was like, "Oh, I need this. I need this one. I need this. I need this T-shirt." And I just kind of went in and commented, and I was like, "Does JoJo's Arts know that you stole their picture for this shirt?"
That's fine. Welcome back, Brian. So I got a date at 4.
You got a date.
A date at 4.
I was supposed to do Bite Squat tomorrow night, but
Are you skipping them?
I'm skipping them. Well, I've already ignoring Discord, so they can't reach me there. And I've got the numbers that Dispatch and them message me from. I've got those blocked, so they can't reach me there. And I have moved all of my availability sliders for every day of the week to 0. Maybe they'll get the point this time. I tried to quit before, and they just kept bugging me and calling me. And we got a new market manager basically in our area, and she's like, "Give me a chance. I'm not as bad as the last one," but things haven't gotten better. So it's time for Dave to move on away from them because
Dave's tired of being used and abused.
Yep.
Yeah, I said it.
No, I know I am. I'll stick with DoorDash and Lyft.
We haven't done DoorDash in a while.
Well, it's because we've had Bite Squad. We had Bite Squad almost every night last week.
Done with that section.
It's kind of nice with Bite Squad and DoorDash. I can take her out with me. She can ride along while I'm delivering food.
Technically not supposed to,
Yeah.
but don't tell anybody.
Who's going to know?
all of our life.
Well, as long as there's nobody in here that does Bite Squad, I guess we're okay.
Well, good thing for
And
the
I don't
Vice
think they're going
Squad,
to tell
they're
on us.
done.
I don't think they're going to tell on me anyway. I mean, technically, you're not supposed to go out with me with DoorDash either. But
Well, I did it.
there's another couple that rides around like we do. I've run into them a few times. Protecting their IP.
Awesome. Just send me the link. Nikki will join. We won't tell. Oh. Oh, do I want to open up another section or do I want to just...
Yeah, open up another section. Go for it. Have fun. Do it.
But it's fucking confetti.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
I hate confetti.
I know. I do too.
He knows I hate confetti because I've been complaining about my one canvas all week.
Well, look at me. Look at me confetti-izing over here.
Ow. Pinched myself in the freaking tweezers.
And once again, I dump out 50 drills and only need 3.
That didn't cut all the way. Where's the knife?
It's right up there. Okay, that's number 26. I'll just slide it in there. 728.
Intellectual property. I did it. I opened a new one. I don't want it, but I did.
Oh, intellectual property. Yeah. I mean, well, I don't know if they'll do anything about it, but I just kind of threw that in the comments on the Facebook post where they were advertising their T-shirt. I mean, it was a pretty T-shirt, and I mean, I'd even have bought it. It was kind of cool.
I would have bought it too if I didn't know who JoJo's Arts was.
But I don't think any of the people in there really knew where that picture came from. I mean, most people in there weren't diamond painters, obviously, or they probably would have said something about it too.
I think JoJo's more... I think he's got coloring stuff too, doesn't he? He has coloring pages and whatnot.
I'm not sure.
I'll have to look.
I have not kept up on the whole coloring book scene. The only coloring book that I have that I really like is my trunk coloring book.
And your Bob Ross one.
Oh, my Bob Ross, yes. I keep forgetting I've got the Bob Ross one. It's so new to me.
It's okay.
But yeah, I've got the Trump coloring book. I love that one. That one's so much fun.
Oh my god, so much confetti.
And for those who haven't seen it, because I think I showed it off in like one of my first lives.
Oh, I have no idea where it's at. I had an idea, but I moved stuff around a lot, so. Right here. Oh, welcome back, Saphira's mama. See, I don't have colored pencils that work really well. I need to get some, but again, that's something that I gotta
the
work
Trump
on later.
coloring book. And I've even got some pictures done and completed, like Trump welcoming the alien, and Trump playing Battleship with Kim.
You sunk my battleship.
And I started on Trump as Napoleon. And I put some extra effort into the face. I mean, they even got the lighter skin around the eyes and lips there.
His skin tone is not orange enough.
In person, it is. And Trump with the VW bus. Oh, that's my favorite.
Western Trump. Old Western Trump.
So I do some coloring, but it's been a while and I don't really mess around with it too much. And that one.
See, I like that one. And I only colored one in the Bob Ross one. He's a good colorer.
I had a lot of spare time on my hands because I did it while I was at work. I worked in a call center and we were allowed to bring coloring books and stuff in and we could sit and work on them while we were taking calls. So that's what I did all day.
You are a good colorer.
It's just crayons.
Still a good colorer. Colorer. There you go. Less R's.
I haven't picked it up in a while.
I've been using gel pens. It's not finished. That's what I've been working on. It says hope is the only thing stronger than fear. And that's about 2 days worth of work so far. Yep, that's exactly how I say it, Brian. Colorer. I like it. I wish I had colored pencils to work with, but the ones that you let me finish. The ones that Dave has are not. I don't like them. I'm being picky.
No, they weren't the highest quality. They were like the low. I can't remember the name brand on them, but they sell them at Hobby Lobby.
I don't like them. I try to work with them, but they don't.
They're not very.
They don't spread the color well enough.
No.
But the crayons he has are.
I've got the Crayola Ultimate Collection set that's got all of the.
But I'm such a heavy-handed person. I don't like using crayons. I can never get the shade I need. Okay, Mickey, I will. She said you'd love the pencil she found on Amazon. She did a video on them. I'll check it out. Oh, ow, cramp.
I mean, if I had the money, I would go for some of those expensive markers.
Right.
But I just don't have that kind of money to spend on markers.
I don't think they're Prisma.
I don't think so either.
Hold on, let me go check.
They just aren't the greatest colored pencils ever. I tell you that much, because I hardly ever used them after I got them.
I can't even pronounce that. Statler?
Statler.
Oh. Starjoy, very inexpensive. Check them out later.
Yeah, but aren't Cali art pretty expensive, Drea? Beth says, try getting a blending marker and using it with your colored pencils. How does that work with colored pencils, Beth? A blending marker? Is that meant to just like blend colored pencil material? Oh, the Statler wax pencils. I never understood what they made colored pencils out of.
I had to close the window. I was cold.
Oh, okay.
It makes it look soft and smooth, Drea said.
Oh. See, I don't know much about coloring. It's not something I've really kept up with. I've got to start watching more YouTube videos about it because I've seen some really amazing coloring work done on YouTube, and it's like I would love to be able to color like that, but I've got too much on my plate now with diamond painting and now paint by number, and
Excuse me.
I want to get Yoda done.
I might paint tomorrow.
I might pull out the camera since I don't have Bite Squad the rest of this week. I might one of these evenings when I get home from work, I will sit down and start filming another time lapse. And if I don't do time lapse, I might just do a paint and chat. I don't know yet. It's awkward, y'all. It really is. And I try not to be because I can sit and have a conversation with Amber during the day when I'm here. But it's kind of awkward sitting here filming a whip and chat while she's sitting here in the room.
I even told him, I said, I'll put my headphones in and I'll do my own thing. If you just want to do it by yourself, I'm not listening. I'm not looking. Whatever. I'll even go to the next room. He goes, no, it's not that. It's not that. I'm like, okay. Offer still stands. I know. I don't record while he's here because I find it awkward. I can't. Last one I did was the canvases that, the rose. I unboxed it and I was like, this is awkward as hell. What I was in my mind, I'm like, this is so awkward. He's standing right here and I feel like I'm talking to myself and he just thinks I'm crazy. This is awkward. This is stupid. Yeah.
Unboxings we normally do together. Like if I'm doing an unboxing for my channel, I'll do it together. And we had talked about it, and I don't know why I haven't done it yet. We talked about basically combining our channels and just make this one Diamond Painting with Diamond Dave and Ashing 93. And just doing a joint channel and letting hers go by the wayside. But at the same time, she's worked pretty hard on hers too, and I don't want to see that happen. The Prismas are oil-based. And she says, yeah, the Boris color ones are Statler's low-end pencils. Use their higher end. Oh, Norris. Okay. See, I never knew all that. The blender works the same as Gamsol. Okay.
Okay, whatever Gamsol is.
They have a colored pencil. It's a blending pencil, and I use it to blend the colors. Oh, okay. Okay, Beth, that'll work. Pippa says her husband works on his 3D printing while she records. But doesn't that get noisy? Or you have the 3D printer in a different area where it can't be heard on the camera? Because I don't think I've ever heard it in the background in any of your videos.
Good night, Angela. Have a good night. Thanks for joining in.
My husband puts his headphones on or goes to the garage while I film. Well, he spends a lot of his time in the garage too anyway, doesn't he, Ray? Oh, that's awesome, Zip. Yeah, good night, Angela.
Norris, I think that's the person she was talking about.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, okay. Changed out the steppers. Okay. Because I know I used to watch, I used to go to Archer's Arts. They used to do a lot of, Jen used to do a lot of lives on Facebook. And you could always hear all the 3D printers running in the background. It was just so noisy a lot of times. She even said in one of her lives that one night he had taken all of the printers, shut them down to do maintenance on them or something. And she said she actually had trouble sleeping that night because there was no noise from all the noise that they normally make. See, I wish we had that option here, Pippa, because I would love for us to have a craft room and filming room to, like all in one type thing where we could do our videos in that room. That's kind of what I would like to have when we get another place at some point, but it probably won't be anytime soon because we have to have at least a 4-bedroom apartment.
I was thinking 3. I was going to make the kids, since the kids would be on my part-time, making them share a room.
Yeah, but that's what I was thinking. They'd have to have a shared room. Then your mom would have to have a room. You and I would have to have a bedroom. So we'd have to have a 4th bedroom to make into a craft room.
True. I forgot Mama was moving in. We've had a talk last night, and it kind of just threw me for a loop. She's still moving in, just not when I was hoping to, which is okay.
That's actually kind of helpful at this moment.
It is.
Oh. See, Christy, I'm getting things done.
We have the room he built, but it's under the house, outside access, and I don't know if I want to go there. But he's saying to treat it like a job. Huh? Treat it like a job.
Treat the YouTube like a job.
Okay, I guess I get it. But
That's what I'd like to be able to do is treat YouTube like a job. I think once we move to Alabama and we've got all of our stuff straight down there, and I'm just doing Lyft full time and not having to go to a regular, 9 to 5, 8 to 5 job every day, I'm going to have a lot more time for YouTube. The Faber-Castell's watercolor and Derwent Studio Artist pencils. See, there's so many choices out there, and I don't know what to go with that. And I'm just not that big into coloring that I would want to spend lots of money on supplies for it. Oh, Norris Color is the pencils I held up. Okay, so those are like the lowest end of the Stadler brand. Okay. He's thinking of separating downtime with I need to record or edit or whatnot. Okay, and do it without interruption. Hey, that's awesome.
Hey, that's awesome. Yeah.
It's great that he's so supportive of you, Pippa. That's awesome that he's very supportive of this.
But I like it when your little ones come into your videos. She's so cute and so tiny and so precious. Just want to squeeze her cheeks. Big Evolution pencils are amazing. 12 or 48 colors. We both said, at the same time.
Yeah, that was cute, especially with the was it the unboxing you did not long ago? That was
Your
so
Heaven
cute.
and Earth, I think, is what you were talking about. She was like helping Mommy. It was so cute. I love it. How old is Sophie again?
Oh, I need to go back to that one because I missed 2.
Sophie's 22 months. So, nearly 2. Aww. Aww. She's so cute.
You know what? Hank is not down here bugging us for the good food yet.
What time is it?
Almost 10. I mean, he's still got an hour, but he usually starts bugging us about 9:30.
Yeah, he does.
He's back up there sleeping again. Hey. Yeah. I see. He's like, what'd you bother me for? What? Don't bother me unless you're stuffing food in my face. I'm really starting to get worried about some of these colors. I really am.
Yeah, I don't think we have enough of certain ones. Crap, I gotta go back to the stupid X. I just found some I missed.
We have one color here. I don't really think we're going to have enough for it. Which would be odd to get a Diamond Art Club and you run out of
I've had it
drills.
happen.
But when you have this much trash and you're only not even halfway through the painting yet, you're going to run out of drills.
Good night, Mystical. Have a good night.
Good night, Mystical. Yeah, confetti hell stinks, Brian. It really does.
I tell you what, though, this canvas is not as much confetti as the aerial one I'm working on. Oh my god.
Well, it's still not nothing close to that Hank custom. That's just the whole canvas is nothing but confetti.
Yeah, I'm not working on your Hank one. I'm sorry. I love you, but I don't. I put down 10 drills on that canvas, and then I was like, I'm done.
And I've done almost a quarter of it.
I gotta go get it. But the mermaid one is getting there. I just had to take a break from it today. Ooh. She's getting there. Slowly but surely. Ugh. Confetti, I hate it. In this section alone, there's 40 or 30. I used all but one, so 34 colors in this small little section.
Oh, you're still plugging away on that. That's right, Donna. You had the Donna had the finger amputation, didn't you? No. Who had the finger amputation?
I can't remember. I'm horrible. I think she had surgery on her wrist though.
Oh, that's right. You had the carpal tunnel, Donna. That's right.
She is pretty, but this confetti. Let me peel it up so you can feel.
Yeah, that's right. Robin had the.
She is. I agree, but the freaking confetti in this.
It's insane.
And I complain about it daily, and I've been trying not to complain about it. I think I did okay yesterday. But today I complained about it. And I didn't even work on it today. I looked at it and fussed at it. He's probably getting tired of hearing me in it anyway, so.
If you need to complain, you complain. I don't care.
Just in one ear out the other, huh?
That's just what women do.
I complain a lot.
No, that's just what women do.
Me more so. I ain't even gonna lie.
Well, that's awesome, Donna. So you can be able to start using the right hand, or do you have to go through PT?
Oh. Sorry, I cringed at the thought of getting staples removed out of my wrist. I do hope that surgery helps you, though.
I did PT for my shoulder one time. That sucked.
PT.
Physical therapy.
I knew that.
To learn how to reuse.
Yeah. They suggested I do physical therapy for my shoulder when I got it dislocated. But they couldn't put it back in place without surgery, so I never really did get surgery because, one, I can't afford it, and, all that. So they just told me to strengthen the muscle around it. And I was supposed to go to physical therapy, but I never did.
Donna said, I watched a video of you complaining about her.
Huh?
I don't remember ever complaining about you.
Them's fighting words, Dave. I watched a video of you complaining about her. What? What'd I do? Oh, I was complaining about my canvas. Duh.
Oh, okay.
I'm like,
I was lost. I was like, I never recorded a video of me complaining about her.
yeah, I complained about her. My December 27th video, I was complaining about how freaking confetti heavy she is. Yeah, that section wasn't as bad as what I'm in now. Snap on the snap. She doesn't know about physical therapy.
Oh, okay.
She's not sure. I did that this afternoon and started to pour my drills onto the trash mix instead of... Oh, no!
Well, she's actually done multi-tray drilling with confetti, but we don't have a good... We need some kind of a tray holder that will hold all the trays.
But we have a Hank, and that makes me nervous.
Yeah, that's the only part we have to worry about is putting all of the trays out with drills in them, and then Hank jumps up and spills the whole...
I had it like this for a little while, where I had 12 trays in this, and I was working off of this, but then Hank decided to step on one, and it dumped all of them over. And then shortly after that, I bumped it and knocked it. So it's not going to work with these small trays. But if I get enough Archer trays, that's an expensive... We're not even going to... Nope, that's an expensive thought. Nope. One day. One day. I don't even know if I'll like it, honestly. I'll have to just...
I think you will.
I used this one for this section of 310 while you were at work one day, and about every other freaking drill, I kept knocking the tray.
Yeah, it's a matter of
And
new muscle memory. Developing new muscle memory of
yeah, well, my muscles have no memory left to give. I missed something. Oh, I'm going in for surgery on the 21st for ulnar nerve damage in left elbow.
ulnar nerve.
Ouch.
That sucks.
I hope your surgery goes well, and ugh.
Knock on this fake wood here. I've never had surgery for anything short of just getting stitches for cuts. And
I've never had stitches. Never broke a bone. Well, I broke a couple toes, but that don't count. You can't fix toes. I've never broken a bone. I've never had stitches, and I've never had surgery. Knock on fake wood, knock on real wood.
oh no, Donna. She has to get the left hand done ASAP. That was a lot worse than she knew.
No. Yuck. Yes, I hope that surgery goes well too. I mean, I can't imagine. The healing process must be painful too, I imagine.
The healing process from any surgery must be painful.
Thomas says, "Why did you get staples?" Who are you talking to?
Probably.
Did you ever get staples?
No, I've never had any staples.
I haven't either.
I've had stitches. I got them when I was 5 or 6. I got stitches in my right knee because my little sister and I were playing on the old 70s model swing sets that had the metal sliding board and the metal stairs. And we had a little kiddie pool at the bottom of the sliding board. And we were climbing up and sliding down, and I got halfway up the stairs behind her, and she was at the top, and she kicked me off and said, "Mine," and wouldn't let me climb. And when I did, I fell and I caught my knee on one of the little rungs of the ladder and busted my knee open. I had 10 stitches in my knee at 6.
Cringy.
And then I didn't need stitches again until 1993. I was working at Black & Decker, and I got my finger caught in a 1-ton hydraulic press and crushed my middle finger on my right hand and laid it wide open. The bone was just sticking out the top of the finger. So they repaired that and put stitches in. That was like the worst experience of my life. That hurt.
I think we're done with this color. I think we finished a color.
You think?
I think so.
No, there's probably more in here.
No, I don't see any at all.
What color is it?
It's the symbol.
The right hand greater than sign. Yeah, I don't see any more of that either. Hey, look at that. We finished a color.
We think.
I don't see any more over here where I'm marked because I just finished that one. And there's none here in this section where there's yellow. Nope, we did. We finished a color.
Woo-hoo. It was in the orange juice and a little bit in the headphones and a little bit in the lavender lamp.
No, Pippa, we're not done.
I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry. My bad. You were telling about your stitches.
Yeah, the hydraulic press was a bad experience. Black & Decker fired me over that one. And it wasn't even my fault. Well, it was, but
why?
Because I was being inattentive, they said. And when you're working with industrial machinery, being inattentive is not.
Why did they say you were being inattentive?
Well, they fired me because I cost them a lot of money in workman's comp.
Oh, I get that. But I mean, backstory on how you got what happened.
Oh, there was a hydraulic press. We have there was like little plates that go in the front of the drill, like that big, and there's like a little hole in the center where there's a bearing, like the bearing they use in fidget spinners. And we would put that plate in a little jig, and then you'd lay one of those little bearings on top, and then you had 2 buttons on the back side of the table that you would press both at the same time to make the hydraulic press just come down. It's just a ram that just came down and pressed that bearing into that plate. And it was close to the end of the day, and I was sitting there on a bar stool type thing, leaning over the desk working and just doing them one right after the other repetitively. And I leaned back to stretch while it was pressing a bearing in, and then I put another one in, and I put the bearing on top, and my elbows dropped and landed on the buttons while my fingers were still in the press. And it crushed my right middle finger in the press.
See, it wasn't like you were distracted or anything. You just bumped the button.
Yeah, I was tired. At the end of the day, I was tired. My
Right.
back hurt, and I just leaned over to stretch, and I let my arms relax. And it was kind of their fault and kind of not, because the button should have been down on the bottom of the table so that you actually had to move your hands off the table to push them.
Right.
And you wouldn't accidentally press them. And I tried to tell them that it's not my fault. It was theirs for having the buttons where they did, but they wouldn't listen to me.
Yeah. Well, maybe they changed it now.
No, that company no longer exists. As a matter of fact, the building that Black & Decker was in that town.
Donna Mayo asked if you sued.
No, because it didn't cost me anything to get it fixed. I mean, I missed some time off work, and then when I was supposed to return back to work, they fired me. Which Maryland is a right to work state. They can fire you for any reason whatsoever, or even no reason at all. If the manager's having a bad day, he can just fire you because he's having a bad day. So it's at will employment on both parties. So in Maryland, there's no such thing as unless it's a discrimination thing and you can prove it.
So
There's no such thing as unlawful. What's it called? Wrongful termination. Yeah, there's no such thing as a wrongful termination in Maryland.
So that company no longer exists in Maryland?
Well, Black & Decker themselves, really, they're still in business, but they're not. They don't have the factory in Maryland. They cut down a lot of their workforce, and they automated a lot of their processes now in factories. But that building now in Maryland is now a marijuana grow operation for the state.
Oh my goodness.
That's where all the medical marijuana in Maryland has grown, is in that what used to be the Black & Decker factory.
Goodness. Sue for unemployment. RTW sucks, in my honest opinion.
Well,
In my opinion.
that was almost over 20 years ago now, so I'm not even worried about it.
I feel like a baby when somebody says it was almost 20 years ago. Oh gosh.
My lips are sealed, babe.
But you are a baby.
I wasn't going to go there.
Well, I did.
Ouch, Dreamer, that hurts.
What? What?
She said, sounds like something had happened to her as a kid. Her skin under her underarm got ripped off and they couldn't stitch.
Ugh.
Ah.
Ouch. I skinned up my knee once. That's about it. I skinned up my knee a lot, but I never had enough to stitch or staple or anything. I was a rough kid, but never needed stitches. My little sister, on the other hand, needed stitches in her wrist right here because she cut the artery. We were on base in Hawaii. The carports are super slick, and we decided to make a slip and slide out of it.
Nice.
And we went through the concrete into the dirt, and in the dirt there was a piece of glass. My sister got cut on it. Mom's like, well, I told you not to make a slip and slide out of the carport. It's like, but Mama, it was fun. And all it did was cost you the water bill. Well, and now stitches for sister. Did we continue to make it a water slide?
I'm sure you did.
Yes, sir, we did. We didn't learn our lesson. Instead of going side to side, we went forward to front. So we were going from the end of the driveway into the house.
Hey, up here, you don't need to use water to make a slip and slide. Just wait till wintertime and nobody ever salts their driveways. So
Right?
you got a nice slip and slide. We went out and did, it was Bite Squad that one night we went out. And everybody's driveway in this one neighborhood, they all had big, wide driveways that sloped down to the street. And every driveway in that neighborhood was just a solid skating rink. And I had to park in the driveway and get out of the car carrying this big Bite Squad delivery bag up to the door. And I got out of the car and I look like that UPS man in that video that's going around where he just keeps like trying to get the package out of the truck and he keeps sliding. That's what I look like trying to get in and out of my car and deliver this food.
Yeah. How many years between us two? 20, right? I'm 26.
Yeah, I'm 46. She's 26.
I just turned 26. 26. I was thinking, like, how old did I just turn? 26. So he is actually 19 and a half years older, if you want to get technical. 20 and a half, actually.
Donna, our whole town is a slip and slide.
True.
The streets, the driveways. She likes it because when I back out of my parking spot, I gun the gas to back out and I just turn the wheels to the right and then I hit the brakes and the car just kind of does this Fast and Furious backward slide, drift straight into the alley so that I'm facing the way I need to face when it comes to a stop.
It's very entertaining.
She gets in the car and I do that. And she's like, wee.
Donna says, I'm 56 and my ex is 46. I get it. Heart face.
I don't see age. I mean, yeah, we joke with each other about when I was your age, you know.
Yeah. I'm
I
like,
joke with her
gee,
like
make me
that.
feel like a little baby.
I joke with her like that from time to time, but I mean, for the most part, we
Yeah,
don't see the age
I don't.
difference. And to
I
be honest
mean-
with you, in my head, I'm still in my 20s anyway. So
When he talks about the 90s, I was like, oh, yeah, that's before I was born. Oh, crap, I'm a child still.
especially when I talk about the 80s and what I
Right.
remember from the 80s.
I'm like, what's the 80s? I don't even know.
The 80s was the best decade ever.
So y'all say, but I don't know. I didn't live it. Have you seen the clip of Jeff Dunham where he announces his new girl and she's just 18 years older than she is? He is 18 years older than she is. No.
Wow, wait, I'm missing out here. Jeff Dunham and his wife, because he was married. Him and his wife split up.
Could have been just a comedy skit. Dreamer says the 80s were cool.
They were a dreamer. I miss the 80s. Life was
Well,
so much simpler.
90s were pretty cool too, if you ask me. I mean, Backstreet Boy was.
But life was so much simpler in the 80s. It really was. People were different. It was just a different era completely. The music was better. I don't even listen to country music, but even the country music was better in the 80s.
Donna Mayo says, shoot, yeah, 80s was the best, but 70s are close to second.
I don't remember a lot of the 70s because I was too young, because I was born in 73. But I kind of say if I could go back and live in any era, it would probably be the 60s.
When you talk music, you'd get whooshing noises. Huh? When you talk music, you'd get whooshing noises.
Yeah, like whoosh, like right, it went over your head.
Oh, yeah, true. Everything goes over my head. Saphira's mama says, yes, Jeff Dunham is married to a lady called Audrey now. They have twin boys as well.
Wow.
Zip says, well, my life was a lot simpler in the 80s because I was a toddler when they finished.
Well, see, I kind of grew up through the 80s. I mean, that was my formative years. I didn't start high school until 88. So, well, 87, actually. 87, 88 was my freshman year.
Dixie says, no, kids, 70s was the best.
But see, if I could have grown up in any era, I would choose to have grown up in the mid 60s to the mid 70s, like from 65 till 65 to 75. And that's just because I'm a big fan of the space program and NASA.
Pippa
And-
says, thanks for translating.
What do you mean?
The whoosh. Whoosh.
But that was the era of, the Gemini and Apollo missions to the moon, and I would love to be able to have seen that. I think that is probably mankind's greatest achievement ever, was putting men on the moon and landing them there and bringing them back. And really, we should be trying to do that again so that we can start on our mission to Mars. And I really do wish, Trump is trying to do what John F. Kennedy did and try to say we need to put a man on the moon by the end of the decade, which we should be able to do. There's more computing power in your cell phone today than there was in the entire Apollo program. So we should have the technology to do it, even though they say we don't. And I don't get it. How did we have the technology in the 60s when it was that primitive? And today we've got 1,000 times the technology, and
Aliens.
we can't put people on the moon again?
Aliens.
We were watching a video today. Of a guy who was restoring.
Right, Ryan?
He was restoring a TV that was made in 1965, and I mentioned to her while we were watching, I said, can you imagine that TV that he's fixing right now was probably had a bunch of people gathered around it in 1969 watching the first man step on the moon? I was like, can you imagine that the history that TV has seen, and this guy is now restoring it? And then what's the first thing he did when he restored the TV? He hooked the damn PlayStation to it.
90s.
And I thought, really?
90s win. Hey, it worked. He got it to work, and that was pretty cool. There's the technology, but the lack of inclination is the problem, says Zip.
Yeah, because everybody thinks that the money is better spent on other things that... Oh, I'm not getting into that.
Subject change.
Yep.
What's for dinner tomorrow night?
Ramen.
Crap. Yeah, better than nothing. I was born in 93, so I really don't remember too much of the 90s, but the early 2000s were awesome. I remember that's when you could go and watch cartoons on a Saturday and not even...
As far as things are concerned, I did enjoy the mid 90s to the early 2000s, because that was when the internet really first took off, and when I really first started learning about the internet and what it was all about and getting online and everything. And even the internet then was so much, it was, the YouTube community on our lives, our chat rooms here remind me of the way the internet was and the way chat rooms were in the mid to late 90s, when they really started taking off. People were much more respectful of one another. You didn't have trolls, and you didn't have... Today, a woman walks into a chat room and you're clearly a woman, you're going to have every guy in there.
Thirsty men.
Yep. That are instantaneously just messaging you, dirty stuff.
Send me nudes.
And it's just like, that didn't happen back then.
A lot of, I hate to say it, but a lot of people that were born in the 90s are just downright dirty people. They don't have very good, high morals.
Yeah, I'll agree.
I mean, not all of us, but
the ones that were raised with parents that actually were able to have an active role in their child's life came out really well.
Mm.
The ones that came from, because that was during the era when really everybody was working 2 jobs and everything was about getting ahead in the corporate ladder. And so parents hardly spent any time with the children, and they started letting video games babysit the kids.
I didn't really watch a whole lot of TV, but when we did, it was like mom and dad did their own thing. Whatever they did, I don't really remember. I was a kid.
But your mama would tell you when you did something wrong.
Oh, she beat me. Well maybe not beat me, but yeah, she put me down. Which is right. I maybe have been spanked maybe three times ever for something I did wrong. But we sure did get grounded a lot. Did we ever do what it was that we got in trouble for? No, we stopped. Except for the slip and slide. That was too fun to stop.
Oh, all that's left in that section is 3 10s.
Get to it.
ICQ, yes, Pippa, yes, ICQ. I remember ICQ. Actually, it was really funny. I can tell her the story. Back when I was in college, I went to college 96 to 98. I kind of waited until I was like 25 to go to college. And And that's where I found out about the internet. I worked for MCI, the call center, calling people to try to get them to switch their long distance carrier to MCI. And we had free internet and free long distance there. And so I learned about the internet there. And then when I went to school, we had a computer lab with internet on some of the machines. And so I learned to get into chat rooms. And that's when I learned about ICQ. At that time, you had ICQ, MSN Messenger, and Yahoo Instant Messenger.
I remember Yahoo Instant
and
Messenger.
AOL
That's
Instant Messenger.
on.
And I could have all 4 of them open at the same time and be in a chat room, and I would have all the people from that chat room in each one of the messengers, and I would be carrying on all these different conversations at the same time with the exact same people in all 4 messenger things and in the chat room, and all 5 places would be a different conversation. Like I'd be having an ICQ conversation with this person about this thing, and that same person about something else in a different messenger, and I trying to keep up with all of it at one time with like 10 other people.
I can't. I could barely keep up with 3 conversations on Facebook, let alone.
Zip, I played an MMORPG up until a couple of years ago. I was playing Perfect World, which is a free-to-play, pay-to-win type one. It's kind of like WoW, but it's...
I used to play WoW, but I kind of lost interest.
But yeah, I used to play that religiously. Like, I mean, I was on it like 15 hours a day. And
yeah, I was on it.
The game actually became a job because you had so many daily quests you had to do in order to build your character up. And if you wanted to be the most powerful OP character in the game, you had to do all of these daily quests every single day to get the rewards from them so that you could save the rewards up to build your next armor and all that. And I just got so tired of logging in and doing the same thing all day long for like 8 hours to get all your daily quests done. And then you might have time to go on a couple of dungeon runs with your friends to get some of the other stuff you needed. And it was just a job at that point. And I was like, no, I'm not getting paid for this.
See, I quit playing WoW because I couldn't get game time at the time. And then when I did get game time, I was too wrapped up in diamond painting to even give a crap about WoW. So I kind of let it go off the back burner.
Yeah, Dreamer. I'm sure my mom hated to spank me, but she was good at it.
Oh, I hated to spank my own kids, but if they needed it, they were going to get it because that's the only way they learn. My daughter, I can put her in timeout and she learned her lesson. My son, on the other hand, even a spanking doesn't even help with him. He's a handful. Taking away his favorite toy helped after you got over the screaming fit. And this boy's got some lungs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Dreamer, I remember when Atari came out. Oh, that was so much fun. I remember everybody trying to beat each other's high score on Pac-Man. And then you had that dumb little tanks game where it was like you were in like a maze and you had tanks and you just had to like navigate through the maze and shoot at each other. And it was just so frustrating when you couldn't do it right.
Mm.
I loved Atari. I had an Atari, I had a ColecoVision, and it had an attachment to it that you could stick regular Atari cartridges into and play Atari cartridges too. So you could play all the Coleco cartridges and all of the Atari cartridges. And then I moved up in the world from there to a NES, and then I got a Super Nintendo, and I had a GameCube at one time.
I had a GameCube.
And I didn't have the GameCube. I had an N64. And then I had a Dreamcast, and I had a Sega Genesis with Sega CD. And then I got my first PlayStation 1, and I got a PS2. And that's where I kind of jumped off of the console.
Zip, we appreciate the offer, but we don't have a console to play Destiny 2 on. And Pong, I still have the Atari.
Oh, wow.
My ex and I bought our daughter a remake of the SNES.
Yes, Zip. N64. Oh, man, I loved Excite Bike 64 on that game. Oh, she said it's a PC game. Zip said it's a PC game. I don't even know if my computer will run Destiny 2. I built it in 2011. It's got dual video cards, but one video card is no good anymore. I need to replace those. And I really need to take this thing to work one day and blow all the dust out of it because it's built up with dust. But I don't even know if it'll run Destiny 2 because it's having trouble running any kind of modern game. I mean, the games that came out in 2011, it would run them at full settings, no problem at all. But now I've got to upgrade my video cards.
And I currently don't have a computer. I do plan on getting a laptop eventually, but
Yeah, and honestly, video cards are the most expensive part of a PC.
Yeah.
I mean, they're ridiculous expensive.
Yeah. Every time my ex would update his, I'd get his old one, which he would update every year because he wanted to be in,
Yeah.
Which with his gaming and whatnot, I understand. But
I mean, this computer cost me $3,000 to build back in. Well, it didn't cost me. It was a gift. Well, it was kind of payment for work that I had done on a website and marketing materials and everything for a guy. But he had it built for me, and he told him to spare no expense. And me and the computer guy got together and talked about what I wanted in it and what I needed it for. And he sent me a parts list, and I looked it over, and I was like, yeah, that'll work great. It was a $3,000 computer, and he boxed all the parts up and sent them to me brand new, and I built the computer. But now these, I don't even know, I think they're NVIDIA 450s or 550s. I think I need to upgrade. Well, see, I do a lot of graphic design too, Zip. I do graphic design, video editing, web design, and CGI, 3ds Max stuff. And this computer was great for 3ds Max back when I built it. But now it's like slow. I don't know why it's slowed down. So I think my one video card is not working at all. So I've only got one operable video card in here. I've got to take that one out and figure out what's wrong with it. Why is that, Pippa?
Hank over there making grunting noises again.
Hank, he's over there washing himself.
Oh, I heard him snort. I'm like, what is he doing? Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, Zip, that's probably what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to bite the bullet at some point in time and buy new video cards. But if I'm going to do that, I mean, I've got a good i7 processor with it's the i7 2600K. So it can be well, it's also already got the hyper threading in it, but I can overclock it, and I had it overclocked for a while, but it was causing stability issues with the computer, so I unoverclocked it. I put it back to default. And I know we're losing everybody here with all this talk, but
Papers. Oh, it's 10:30.
it is.
Wow.
I mean, if anybody hasn't checked it out, you can go on Facebook and look for Designs by Dave. That's my graphic design page. I haven't updated it in forever. I need to work on it again. I really need to get back into doing some of it. I miss it. Most of the time I was doing it just for fun. Was doing 3D design of stuff for fun, but I was selling some of my models on Turbo Squid.
What's Turbo Squid?
It's a place for 3D designers to sell their 3D models
Oh.
to other people, other artists.
Oh.
Well, hello, Shine Like a Diamond. So far, we're having a good evening. Actually, Zip, I do have the, of course, Photoshop. I'm really strong with that. I actually have the software here, the Easy Stitch 5.0. I bought that so that I could basically self-proof pictures that I think would look good as diamond paintings before I send them off to have customs done. And it works really well, and you can actually print out the diamond painting on the canvas. The problem is the printer costs ridiculous amounts of money for a flatbed printer. The UV flatbed printers.
Flatbread is good.
I mean, if I could get one of those, I could actually manufacture diamond paintings here. But the only problem is I could never do it as cheaply as the China factories. So diamond paintings that are made in the U.S., printed in the U.S., and shipped from the U.S. are going to be ridiculous expensive.
More than Diamond Art Club, probably.
Oh, you're just studying it right now? There is such a world out there, Zip, for graphic design. It's ridiculous. It's there's so much out there that you can do in different fields of it. I mean, you can concentrate solely on the CGI stuff, and when you go that route, you can either go animation or you can go just
gaming
graphics. Yeah, for gaming. I mean, there's so many ways you can go with graphic design, and I really wish that I would have taken that up in college, at least taken up CAD in college, and that way I would have a base to build upon, and I could go back and get a degree. But the problem was the college I went to, you can't transfer the credits from there to another school. So I have to start over from scratch. If I go to college now for graphic design, I actually have to start over from scratch, and I have to take all of the English and math and everything else all over again because none of the credits from my college will carry over from my associate's degree.
That was basically a waste of time then, babe. Just being honest.
Yeah. And at one time my goal was to work in the graphic design field and work for a firm or to start my own business. But the problem is nobody will even look at your portfolio without a degree. You can have the best portfolio in the world. You can carry it in, show it to them, and say, here's my portfolio. They won't even open it up and look at it until they see that piece of paper that you went to college, no matter how good you are.
Wow.
And so that's what I ran into, and that's why my Designs by Day business never took off, because I don't have a degree.
Knowledge is never wasted, said Zip.
No, it's not wasted, and I still have the knowledge from when I went to college from electronics engineering, but
he'd have to redo it
again. Nobody will accept my degree, no matter where I go, because it's from a trash school. Even though I put in the hard work and the effort and the time necessary to get that degree.
It wasn't Harvard.
It was, well, no, it was not that. It's just, it was ITT Tech. It's, they don't even operate anymore. The school is out of operation because the government sued them.
I heard, okay, this was actually a year or two ago, but they were still open a year or two ago. Maybe 3 or 4 years ago now.
They used to do TV commercials during the day,
Yeah.
and they don't even do their TV commercials anymore. Oh, well, that's awesome, Zip. Degree in social science. It's a fascinating subject.
Social science. Enlighten me.
Well, social science, meaning um, it's basically it's the best way to put it. It's the study of the way people interact.
Oh, okay.
We have really run long again tonight.
We
We
did.
get good at doing that.
Yeah, we do. And I don't think anybody's supposed to be live after us, so I'm okay with it.
I forgot who it is that goes live. No, it's Anxiety Art Adventures
She
goes live
she
after
goes
us.
no, she goes live an hour into ours.
Oh,
So
she's already live.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She starts at 9 our time. My hand has been shaky all day, and I don't know why.
You're stressed out.
Well, yeah. Which I shouldn't be stressing. There's nothing I can do about it. But
A medical anthropologist. Yeah, she said it's the science of studying communities and sociology. Anthropology is her major. So her end goal is to be a medical anthropologist. Wow. Anthropology. Isn't that... Anthropology is like kind of like a history type thing, isn't it? In fact, a medical anthropologist is what Bones was on the TV show Bones. Isn't that what she was?
she studied bones.
That's, well, it was like on that TV show, she was like, she could deduce from looking at a pile of bones that had been dug up from a murder scene 20 years ago, and she could deduce things like how old the person was and whether it was a male or a female or whatever, just by looking at the bones.
Oof. She's been inhaling or breathing in smoke since November. That's awful.
That does suck. We get that here in the summertime when the fire season is in Canada, and when they get these fires up in British Columbia, the prevailing winds blow them right down to us, and our whole town is just a haze of smoke from fires that are 1,000 miles away, and you can smell it. You can smell the smoke smell in the air. It's like really wild.
I like the smell of burning wood, but I don't. I don't think I'd want it for weeks on end.
But it makes our sunsets absolutely gorgeous.
I bet. Mm. It's raining in QLD.
Queensland.
Okay. Still no idea whereabouts that is, but okay. Obviously Australia, but still no idea on the map.
If I'm not mistaken, Australia is, 3 or 4 different states. Queensland is one of them. Somebody have to correct me on that one if I'm wrong, but I think that's the way it works.
There are people who live in communities to understand their culture. I'm specifically interested in why certain factors create or destroy a person's health outlook.
Oh, that's in.
The top right corner as you look at the map, Queensland.
Yep.
Okay. I have to look at a map because it's been a minute, but okay.
But I think that's how Australia is. The country of Australia is like kind of like the United States. It's split up into states.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Canada has their provinces.
Mm-hmm.
4 states and 2 territories, she thinks. Okay.
About 6 or 7 states and 2 territories, Sophia Mama said.
Oh. At least y'all don't have that many to keep up with. We got 50 of them over here.
I can't even name them all anymore. I used to be able to name them all. I used to be able to name them all and put them all in. You give me an empty map and like little puzzle pieces of the shape, but not the name. I could place it on a map. Or give me a map that's color coordinated or whatever, and then give me the names of the states, and I can put them all on the map. But now I can't. Don't even ask me to try. It's been a minute. I don't remember. I was really good at social studies and geography. All that stuff.
Okay, Victoria, New South Wales, Queensland, Tasmania. I don't remember what the SA and the WA are.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 states and 2 territories.
What I really know much about Australia is that it used to be a penal colony for Great Britain, and they used to send all of their prisoners there. And they ended up forming a society, and Australia was the result. That's the only thing I really remember too much, but I know some of the names of some of the places there. Because that is somewhere I'd want to go in my lifetime. I want to come to Australia, where every animal you see is out to kill you in one way or another. There, Zip said it. Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, Western Australia, South Australia, Tasmania, Northern Territory, and the Australian Capital Territory. And y'all have the funniest words. You really do. It's so funny the way you all shorten all of your words and put a Y at the end of it, you know?
Or IE.
Or yeah, or IE.
Causey for costume. I like how they say mom. Mum.
They played a joke on the Scottish journal. See, there's another one. Journo. They shorten the words. It's so cool. Most of the birds are pretty harmless. Everything else. You got dingoes. You got.
She said we shorten everything. Who has time for
You got
that?
dingoes. You got crocodiles. You got like your Australia's like home to most of the deadliest snakes in the world.
Cynthia said, that is a lot of trash from the drills. I had that on my first painting. Yeah, that is.
We're not used to this for Diamond Art Club.
We're not. I'm not. I mean, I'm working on one right now that's a square that has just about that much, and I have more of the canvas finished.
Who wants to have the time for flies to fly into your mouth? There you go. We live dangerously.
Crossworry will rip your.
Yeah, see, I watched Steve Irwin, and it was like he never had to leave home for all the deadly animals that he played with. It was like he just stayed in Australia, and I'm like, yeah, that's.
I love Steve. I know, Hank. I'm going to get it. Just give us 10, 15 more minutes.
He's He's yelling at us. Y'all want to talk about a deadly animal? There's one right there.
Yeah.
She was talking about last week. She was talking about we ought to get a bird. And I thought, yeah, that's just what Hank needs.
You kill it.
And she's like, but I want a hamster. And I'm like, that'd be a fun Hank toy right there. You put a hamster in a ball.
Let him bat around the ball.
Yeah. Put the hamster in a ball and let Hank have at it.
My second painting I have, especially no trash, plus I'm halfway through the painting. That's great, Cynthia.
Steve Irwin wasn't just a national treasure though. He was a world treasure. That guy was priceless. But he really brought a lot of exposure to Australia, which at the time Australia didn't have much exposure. So I can see why.
He's moody. You hear him?
He is. He's now sitting on the floor behind me here. Oops, I'm knocking stuff over. You can't quite see him. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, I saw that cartoon, Pippa. That was really...
I saw it too, and I cried over it.
But his kids are really following in his footsteps. That's good. So good to see.
It is. They're beautiful children with good souls. Mama done well.
Have you seen the American version of Steve Irwin yet? These two idiots. They call themselves the Kings of Pain.
Oh yeah. We need to watch more of that.
Yes, that's hilarious. Watching these guys walk around and intentionally get themselves stung by like the most worst things ever in the world. Like the last episode was they actually stuck their hand in a tank of piranhas.
I don't remember that.
Now it's the newest episode. Oh. But they actually stuck their hand in a tank of piranhas, couldn't get the piranhas to bite, so they picked one up out of it. And one guy would hold the piranha while the other one put his arm out there, and then they let the thing latch onto it and start chewing on him. And I'm just like, you guys are idiots. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to create a new rating scale.
Yeah, I heard
for
that.
Insect bites, and they're including mammals and reptiles in it now too.
Mindy's getting married this year. I heard. That's crazy.
Last time I remember anything about Bindi, she was just a baby. She was like really little. Yeah, those guys are morons, but they travel around the world and they get bit by like bullet ants and tarantulas and everything else, and then they rate it after it's over with on a scale of like 1 to 10 or something like that of intensity, duration, and damage.
1 is like a bumblebee sting.
Yeah, and they use a bumblebee sting as a baseline of 1 for across the board. And they're rating all of these dangerous insects and animals on scales of pain scales to try to figure out which has the worst bite. And I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen anybody do on purpose.
It's kind of entertaining to watch. And then you kind of moan and groan like, ugh, cringe and like, ugh, no way, nope.
Yeah, she's getting up there around there, Zip.
I watched a video of a guy who got bitten by one ant and he cried so bad. What kind of ant was it? Was it a bull ant?
Bullet ant, yeah. No, it was probably that video that was on YouTube going around of the guy sitting there on like a stump and he pulled out like this like wasp of some sort and used tweezers to hold it on his arm until it stung him. And he's just laying there on the ground holding his arm like crying. And I'm like, this guy's a moron. And that's how I found the TV show.
She's 21. Blue bottle stings suck ass.
Yeah.
What are blue bottle? Just heard a 15-year-old died of vaping in the U.S. It's on Facebook.
Yeah, she was vaping black market THC pods.
I didn't hear about it.
That's the only vaping that's been causing issues in the U.S. is the black market THC pods. It's been a big issue. They supposedly had caught the guy doing it. He was putting vitamin E into the vape juice, into the juice to thicken it, and it was causing fat buildup in the lungs, and it was injuring people. I mean, it was putting a lot of people close to death.
Wow.
Yeah. But they were black market THC pods, some guy making them in his basement and selling them. Oh, blue bottles are jellyfish, but tiny.
Oh.
I'm going to tell you, the worst stings in the world are from marine animals. I'm telling you, some of the marine animals are crazy.
I got stung by one of the pink jellyfish, and I cried for like 45 minutes. No. My mama just said, oh, you'll be all right.
You get stung by a jellyfish, you pee on it.
Zips is a Lurkland jellyfish. Is that the pink ones? The little tiny baby pink ones? Well, I thought it was just a piece of plastic because it was just floating there and whatever. And me being stupid pinched it. Wrong.
If you pee on a jellyfish sting, it makes the sting go away.
It had to be the size of like this. It was so small.
Because back home in the Chesapeake Bay, we have a lot of jellyfish problems. And also on the Gulf Coast around Biloxi and Gulfport, Mississippi, you go down there at the right time of year, and the whole beach, from where the tide went out, the whole beach is nothing but jellyfish everywhere. You can't help but step on them.
Good to know, Pippa. Pea or vinegar?
Yep.
Well, I don't plan on getting stung anytime soon, but you never know.
But yeah, these Kings of Pain guys, they're on. If anybody has Hulu, it's on Hulu. The entire series is, and they do new episodes on I think Tuesday nights, right after Curse of Oak Island, which I watched that too. We need to get you caught up on Curse of Oak Island because they're making some major discoveries this year.
Last one I watched was the first season, and I really don't remember any of that besides a little bit of the first episode that we watched, first and second. I know, Hank. We're gonna get off here and feed you. Just wait. Hank says there's no waiting in my time.
Look at him.
Whoa! No, there's no waiting.
He just jumped up on the back of my chair.
He's trying really hard to stay on your chair. You hungry?
He's a mess. I mean, he is balancing on the back of my chair. You're going to make him lose his balance.
I know.
And he's either going to claw me or he's going to...
Go on.
Yeah.
All right.
I know.
Well,
yes, he is, Zip. He's a mess, but he's cute. I don't know what I'd do without him. He was the best gift that was ever given to me.
I think he's an orange tabby, but I could be wrong.
Oh, the paper I got just says domestic short hair orange. But yeah, he's just a ginger tabby.
But I guess we better get off here and go get him some foods.
Yeah.
I'm into orange ABs now.
Yay. I finished a lot of section here of this, so I got something done.
I finished my first section and almost nearly done with my second section.
Yeah, Pippa, that was that video you're talking about. Yeah, he was one of the two guys that are in that show. What they do is they each take a turn. So when one gets stung by something, the other guy does too, and they do it separately. And so that's what you were watching was you were watching the one guy get his sting. Yeah, I still got a lot of 310s to do right here. Everything you see here that's not covered is 310s. So I'm working through those.
Yay, Dave did not slack.
Yep, you hear Hank, Beth. He's over here telling us it's food time. Yeah, you take care too, Donna. Thank you all for coming in and joining us again tonight. If you haven't already, I don't see any names here that I don't recognize, but if there's anybody working and lurking there that doesn't talk in chat, that hasn't subscribed, liked, whatever, feel free to subscribe. I'm really close to that 1,000. It would really help out.
It was fun chatting, y'all. Y'all take care. It's okay, Beth.
Oh, and Debbie, if you're still here, Debbie W., thank you. Thank you so much.
See y'all next week.
And hello, Angie.
Oh, goodness.
But yeah, see y'all next Sunday. Try to get some more videos out this week. Either a whip and chat or a time lapse of the Yoda Yoda paint by number, because I want to get that done so I can do my review on it and get another one.
Right.
So until then, rock on, y'all.
Toodles.